Today, I'll be doing a type of video that I've seen floating around YouTube quite a bit, and I'm gonna be taking my own spin on it, on my own franchise. Not my own franchise, but a franchise that I've played a lot, that I know a lot about. So today, I'll be giving you blank minutes of useless information of the Tony Hawk games. I've seen this done with other games like Minecraft, Roblox, Zelda, but I wanted to do it on the Tony Hawk franchise, so without further ado. In New York, if you go over to the Brooklyn banks, you can actually grind the basketball hoops, and when you do that, they fall over. In the Underground 2 version of Canada, if you ollie while you're grinding this ramp, you can actually fall through the map. You can actually go onto this platform under the map or bounce off if you want to do that. I don't really know why this is here, but it's here, I guess. In the PlayStation 1 port of Pro Skater 4, if you have the music muted and you restart a challenge, a good amount of the time, the first little snippet of TNT by AC/DC will just magically start. Even if the music is off, it just starts. Putting videos in the N64 ports of Tony Hawk took too much memory, so they decided to play as the skaters themselves and use the replays as the videos for the intro. And in Pro Skater 1, Jeff Rowley has the longest preview for the N64 intro. In every game, starting with Pro Skater 4, there is a go at least once. I mean, up until Proving Ground, which happened to be Neversoft's final Tony Hawk game. In Pro Skater 3, all vert and street skaters have their own goals. I mean, I think all-around skaters might be in that game too, so they might have different goals. I mean, it's not too drastic of different goals. I think it's just one goal per level that has goals, you know. In Tokyo, if you get up all the way over here and then you grind this, you can actually knock down this sign, unlocking a new park. Yeah, there's more to Tokyo than the actual park that they intend you to skate at. How cool is that? The Nintendo 64 port of Pro Skater 2, there's actually a bonus level added to this port. Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX Factory. I don't really know the reasoning but why it's here. Maybe it's promotion for Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX. I don't know. But it's here. An exploit titled Butt Slaps was introduced in Underground 1.
The normal ollie height, right, is just like this. Boom, that's it. Just an ollie right there. Now, we had a thing called Butt Slap. Don't make fun of it. Basically, just made it so you can just ollie like 4 times if you wanted to. You could get the height of 4 ollie. See how much further I went right there? Like, I could jump over this, right? Or I could go that high. Basically, butt slapping made it so people can just literally just jump as high as they wanted to on this game.
To perform a butt slap, you gotta fall off a ledge and do a flip trick or a grab trick and spam the ollie button. You'll get multiple ollies. In Los Angeles, if you get this gap by grinding this ledge, you'll unlock some grates. There's some right next to where you just grinded, and there's also some on this roof, which is next to where you spawn. In the Underground 2 version of LA, you'll actually see that there's a new billboard added to this building. It wasn't here in Pro Skater 3, but it's pretty cool. In Underground 2, if you manual this ledge in Los Angeles, you'll actually get a hidden message. At the beginning of the story mode of American Wasteland, you can actually immediately glitch into Beverly Hills. You perform a corner glitch, which is doing a flip trick right next to a corner. It's strange to get first shot, but so it's going to take a little bit. But once you get this, you'll actually clip yourself into the other side of that door, and you can immediately just go to Beverly Hills. East LA has this little section of the map where you can see through these windows of this building. Inside of it, there's a dollar bill. On the dollar bill, you'll see the developer and content creator, Andy THPS. Thanks to the new sticker slap feature in Underground 2, you can now perform a glitch titled Neuroplant. It's possibly one of my favorite glitches in Tony Hawk history, and it's a really great party trick. In the level Pro Skater, if you use Neuroplant, you can actually get on top of the spaceship area. I don't remember what exactly it's called. I think there's a specific name for this type of thing that you can ride along, but I don't remember the name of it. With the Underground 2 mod thugpro, at this loop in the level Zoo, if you get off your board, you'll end up upside down and under the map. When upside down here, you can actually walk around and just like go to random places in the map just upside down. A lot of the classic mode maps from American Wasteland were actually originally from Underground 2's PSP port titled Underground 2 Remix, with the inclusion of Casino from Story Mode, which Underground 2 Remix was actually made by Choppa Games. In the PS2 Collector's Edition of American Wasteland, there are 2 additional levels, Atlanta and Marseille, alongside a new character, Robo Tony. In the spawn room of the level training, there's a gate to the right. If you go on top of the little thing above the gate and you actually skate on top of it, you'll be able to clip through the wall and over on the other side of the fence. Also in training, you can actually find New Jersey from Underground 1. The best way that I do it, or the easiest way, is going into thugpro and going into free cam and warping there. That's the easiest way in my opinion, because there are ways to get there legitimately using glitches, but I'm not the master at glitches. I just know a few and that's it. It's not finished at all. New Jersey is missing a lot of the map. I think this was only used for one cutscene and that's it. In the beta version of Pro Skater 1, there are a few things that were removed for the final game. But in the level downtown, if you go over to this area, you can actually find a parking garage. I think it's a pretty cool addition, and I wish they could have kept it in, but thankfully we can actually access this through thugpro. What we cannot access through thugpro is this little addition in school. If you go into the gym, you'll find that there's a few things added with gymnastic stuff, and on the sides you'll see there's ramps vert ramps, ingrained ramps. Like, what? But on the right side, you can actually go into the tunnel that was going from one building to the other. Also, something that was in the final build of Pro Skater 1. In school, if you end up trying to jump at this wall, you'll actually be able to ride the wall without using a wall ride. Like, straight up just riding the wall. In Skater Island, if you unlock the outside and go onto the pirate ship, in the background you'll actually be able to see cruise ship. And this is actually vice versa. You can actually see a island, well, 2 islands on both sides of the cruise ship, so I'm just gonna assume it's on the right side of the cruise ship because... In cruise ship, there's a little garden and there's a lot of glass around it. If you go ahead and destroy all the glass, you'll actually get a hidden message.
Yes, you skater down there. You have shattered the glass and set me free. From the fiery depths I have returned, the true Captain Jennings. That imposter will not be bothering us anymore. Yes, for your diligence I offer this bit of advice. Don't jump in the water. It's wet. Thank you.
In every Tony Hawk up to American Wasteland, there is a creative park titled Montana. I mean, it started in Pro Skater 2 because that's when Creative Park started, and it's just a planter with a tree. Nothing special, but it's there in every game. In Canada, if you grind the tiki, its head will actually pop right off and fly around. It's a cool little thing added to it. I'm just gonna put this out there. I think most people that are clicking on this and have played the game know about that one. Also, if you make your way over to this area of Canada, you'll be able to see a guy pissing off the ramp. If you do a lip trick right over him, you'll actually kill him. If you corner glitch here in Australia, you'll actually be able to get to the secret area before actually unlocking it. The door is open and you can unlock the guy ahead of time, but that's not the coolest thing about this. If you fall off at this ledge and perform a neuroplant, you'll actually be able to do something similar to what was over at Pro Skater. You'll be able to skate above it, but when on top of it, you won't even be able to see the secret area. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 is bad. If you climb this wall in Manhattan and then you get off right where it dips, you'll actually be able to do something quite insane. Your skater will end up walking around while doing the climbing animation at a rapid rate, and it's quite hilarious in my opinion. But this is not where the glitch ends. If you go over to the garden or any ramp and you try to perform an acid drop, you'll get propped down and still be off your skateboard. If you go a little bit away from it and then you jump and get on your skateboard, you'll actually teleport right over to where you just tried to acid drop. It's pretty fun, but I gotta say, the beginning part is the best part of this glitch. Warehouse actually appears in the Tony Hawk games 13 times. It may become a different level or a different rendition of the map, but it does actually make an appearance 13 times. And it makes a special appearance in Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX. I made a whole video on it if you want to check it out, like up here or something, wherever it is. But yeah, 13 times. That's a lot, considering the fact there's only, I think there's 19 titles in total of Tony Hawk games. In Pro Skater 4, there's an exploit introduced titled Boost Plants. This is a cool thing that gives you a bit of extra height when doing a wall ride what is it? Wall ride plant, I think is what it's called. You can do multiple of them, and the way you do it is, I mean, it's hard to explain right here with no gameplay, but you just spam up and X while holding triangle to do a boost plant. That's not a good explanation at all. There's a bit more in depth to it, but that's really what it is. But there's also a different version of this in Underground. Instead of spamming up and A while lightly doing a wall ride, instead you'll do a grab and a wall ride at the same time and spam up and A. This one's an easier one. I mean, it gives you a lot more height. It's more consistent in my opinion, but the other one is still pretty fun. It's quick gameplay for the Pro Skater 4 version, and Underground is a better height, but it's at a slower execution. In Pro Skater 2X, the Xbox port of Pro Skater 2, there's a little sheet that was added in called Level Flip. And it's exactly how you might think of it. You flip the levels on one axis, and it's so trippy. It feels like a completely new level. It really messes up with my brain. Like these maps that I know by heart, and then I try to do something that I'm so used to. I'm going left, but it's not to the left. I go right, it's not to the right. My brain gets fried trying to play with this. I wish this cheat was implemented in later games, but it's a fun little treat that was added into Pro Skater 2X. In the N64 port of Pro Skater 2, you can now ollie and flip trick with A and B. In Pro Skater 1, you weren't able to do this. It was not a feature, it was only the C buttons, but it was an added feature in Pro Skater 2 for the N64 port. I don't know why, but it was, and it's cool, I guess. And you've probably caught on by now that I've grown up with the N64 ports of Pro Skater 1 and 2. Not Pro Skater 3, though it would have been cool to have, but that was when I got a PS2. But yeah, I know these small little things that were added into the N64 ports. It's kind of minuscule compared to what you might think, but there's a few things that were added or changed. In Slam City Jam, if you have moon gravity, if you go over to one of the sides of the maps, and then you go on top of the little like thing, I don't know how to describe it, the thing that has a letter, if you go on top of that, you can actually scale around the map and go to one of the exits. And on the outside of the exit is Vancouver. But if you're on this little trim thing and you jump over this thing where the bleachers are, you can actually go into Vancouver while in Slam City Jam. Now, it's just a little thing that has cars and a building. It's low detail. But the cool thing about this is that you can actually skate the little quarter pipes outside of that building. They're actually vert. I mean, you can't grind it, sadly, but you can still do some reverts and stuff, which I think is pretty cool. In Santa Cruz on Underground 2 Remix, there's a little boardwalk section, if you didn't know, if you grew up on the American Wasteland version. In this boardwalk, if you glitch outside of the map and go over to this area, you can actually find some random red guy, some picture of a red guy, just sitting there. If I had to take a guess, it's probably some messed up version of the Zero logo, but that's just a guess. I don't know what it is exactly. And you know what time it is? It's time for the outro, baby! Oh man. Don't know how many minutes it's gonna be. It's probably gonna be 13, 14 minutes. Or maybe it's even less, 10 to 8 minutes. Who knows? But yeah, that's about it. I've got some more information if you want a second part or even more secrets or hidden random information. I've got a lot more of this, so if you want to see that, leave a like and give a comment down below telling me that you want more. But other than that, that's about it. My name is Vex, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay goated.